73 seconds of silence destroyed FBI Director Kash Patel's career. Republican Senator Mitt Romney asked one simple question: can you sleep at night knowing you buried 147 victim testimonies? Romney held up FBI Document Classification Order 2025 VT 847 dated March 14, 2025, signed by Patel, sealing every single testimony. Patel's face went from confident smirk to pure terror in 3 seconds. Cameras captured everything, then 73 seconds of total silence. Then Patel exploded. Senator, that question is disrespectful. Romney's response was brutal. What's disrespectful? Director is protecting child rapists. Answer the question: can you sleep at night? Yes or no. More silence. Then Romney delivered the kill shot. Your silence is your conscience confessing you're guilty when a Republican senator asks another Republican about his soul and gets 73 seconds of silence. The entire nation understands guilt. April 17, 2025, 3:32 p.m. Senate Judiciary Committee hearing room. Hart Senate office building. The chamber was packed beyond capacity. 512 people crammed into spaces designed for 320. Capitol Police had deployed 18 additional officers after receiving credible threats related to victim testimony. FBI Director Kash Patel sat at the witness table. Dark suit, perfectly pressed American flag pin gleaming under television lights. Behind him sat 11 FBI lawyers, more attorneys than any previous hearing. Their briefing books stacked 18 inches high, their faces showing visible concern because this hearing felt different. The atmosphere had changed. Something big was coming. Everyone could feel it in the room. The hearing had been grinding for 4 hours, 17 minutes. Democrats had attacked relentlessly, without pause, without mercy. Senator Dick Durbin demanded explanations for 147,892 suppressed documents. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse questioned why 340 FBI agents had resigned, all citing Epstein corruption. In exit interviews, Senator Amy Klobuchar pressed hard on 89 victim testimonies that vanished from FBI files without explanation, without justification, without accountability. Patel deflected every attack with practiced ease. Ongoing investigations. He claimed privacy concerns. He insisted national security. He repeated the script had worked for months, protecting him from consequences, from accountability, from justice, from exposure, from truth. Republicans defended him, but weakly, without conviction, without enthusiasm. Josh Hawley gave tepid support, citing vague independence concerns. Lindsey Graham offered half-hearted endorsements, avoiding eye contact. Marco Rubio defended reluctantly, clearly uncomfortable. The Republican firewall showed cracks spreading wider each hour. Patel noticed, felt the ground shifting beneath him, but still believed he would survive. Believed Trump's backing made him untouchable. Believed his connections protected him. He had absolutely no idea what Mitt Romney was preparing to do to him in front of the entire nation watching live on television. At precisely 3:32 p.m., Chairman Dick Durbin recognized Senator Mitt Romney for questioning. The entire room felt the shift. Reporters looked up sharply. Democratic senators stopped whispering. Republican senators went rigid, tense. Patel actually relaxed slightly, thinking Romney would ask safe procedural questions, technical bureaucratic stuff. He was catastrophically wrong about that assessment. His relaxation would prove his biggest mistake of the day, of his entire career, of his life. Romney didn't open folders, didn't shuffle papers, didn't pull out documents. He simply placed both hands flat on the desk, looked directly into Kash Patel's eyes with unwavering focus, and asked a question that transcended politics. Director Patel, Romney began, his voice quiet but clear, carrying through the silent chamber. I'm not asking about classified documents or procedures today. I want to ask about something simpler, something more fundamental. I want to ask about your conscience, about whether you can live with what you've done. Patel blinked, confusion crossing his face. Senator, I'm not sure what you mean, you will, Romney said, pulling out a thick document, holding it high so cameras captured it clearly. This is FBI Victim Testimony Classification Order Number 2025. VT 847 dated March 14, 2025, signed personally by you. This order classified 147 victim testimonies as top secret SCI, the highest classification level, preventing their release, preventing investigations, preventing any possibility of justice. Is that correct? Director Patel nodded carefully. Senator, classification decisions involve complex legal. How many were children when they were abused? Director Romney interrupted sharply. Patel hesitated visibly. Senator, I don't have specific Demographics available right now. Romney pulled another document. I do 89 of them. Director 89 children between ages 14 and 17 gave sworn testimony to FBI about being trafficked, abused, raped by powerful men. You personally signed the order burying every single testimony, preventing any investigation, preventing any prosecution, preventing any justice whatsoever for those children, for those victims. The room went completely silent. 512 people stopped moving. 300 reporters stopped typing. Democratic senators leaned forward. Republican senators looked sick. Uncomfortable senator. That's an oversimplification. Patel tried. It's a documented fact. Romney's voice sharpened. Let me read specific names. Virginia Roberts Giuffre. 47-page testimony naming 8 individuals classified top secret by your order March 14th. Maria Farmer. 63-page testimony naming 6 individuals classified. Sarah Ransom. 38-page testimony naming 4 individuals classified. Romney looked up. I have all 147 names right here. 147 victims who trusted FBI, gave painful testimony, named their abusers, provided evidence. You buried every statement. Why, Director? Why did you do this? Tell us the reason. Patel attempted deflection. Senator, privacy protections require the victims want their testimonies released. Romney interrupted. We have signed waivers from 93 victims, 93 explicitly authorizing release. You're still blocking them. Privacy isn't the reason. What's the real reason? Director, tell us the truth. Romney pulled another document. FBI internal memorandum, February 28, 2025. Subject: high-value target considerations. Let me read your exact words. Quote, victim testimonies identify multiple politically sensitive subjects, including 2 former presidents, 7 current members of Congress, 6 billionaires with significant political donations. Classification recommended to avoid political complications. End quote. Patel's face went pale. That memo is out of context. Romney held it higher. Your signature, your date, February 28th, your explicit instruction, classify testimonies, because they name powerful politicians you buried evidence of child trafficking to protect the politically powerful. The evidence is right here in your handwriting. Director. He paused. Can you sleep at night? Director Patel. The question landed like a bomb. Simple, direct, devastating, unavoidable. Patel's mouth opened. No sound came. 1 second passed, then 2, then 5, then 10. Romney didn't move, didn't speak, just waited with expression of sadness. 15 seconds. Director Romney said quietly, 147 victims gave testimony. 89 were children you buried their statements to protect politicians. So I'm asking, as one human to another, can you sleep peacefully at night knowing what you've done to those victims, to those children? 20 seconds. Patel's hands gripped the table edge, knuckles going white. His face showed shock, confusion, rising anger. Senator, I think that question is completely inappropriate. Romney interrupted. Inappropriate? Let me tell you what's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. A 14-year-old testified about rape, and you buried her words. It's inappropriate. Victims trusted FBI. You betrayed them. It's inappropriate. You protected predators instead of prosecuting them. That's what's inappropriate. Director. 30 seconds. Answer the question. Can you sleep at night? Yes or no? Patel's face flushed red. Senator, you have no right to question my personal. I have every right. Romney shot back. You're a public servant. You made decisions denying justice to victims, protecting abusers. Answer. Do you feel guilt, remorse, any moral conflict whatsoever? Yes or no? Answer. 40 seconds. Camera zoom tight, capturing every bead of sweat on Patel's forehead, every micro-expression. Senator, this is outrageous. You're turning a complex legal. It's not complex. Romney said it's about 147 real victims, real testimonies, real justice. You destroyed their lives, their hope, their trust in the system. 50 seconds. Romney pulled out a handwritten letter. This is from Sarah Ransom, an Epstein victim, who gave testimony to your FBI. He read slowly, clearly, I gave my complete testimony to FBI in October 2020. I named the men who hurt me, gave dates, locations, details. I trusted the system. Then in March 2025, Director Patel classified my testimony, buried it. I know why, to protect them. The powerful men who abused me. I have nightmares. I struggle every day. The man who buried my testimony sleeps fine, apparently. Romney looked up. Sarah wants to know if you understand the harm you caused, if you feel anything. So I'm asking, can you sleep at night knowing you denied justice to Sarah and 146 others? Yes or no? Answer the question. Director. 60 seconds. Patel tried. Senator, I completely reject. Do you feel remorse? Romney cut him off. Yes or no? Do you lie awake thinking about those children? Yes or no? Can you look in the mirror, feel good about protecting abusers? Yes or no? Answer the question. Director 65 seconds. Patel's whole body screamed, trapped Senator, I will not sit here and be lectured. Then stand up, Romney said, voice rising, stand up and walk out, because if you can't answer whether you feel bad about burying 147 testimonies, you don't deserve that chair, you don't deserve to lead the FBI, you don't deserve their trust, their faith, their hope. 70 seconds. The silence became unbearable, everyone holding breath, watching Patel struggle, watching him try finding words to defend the indefensible, watching a powerful man unable to answer the simplest moral question imaginable, the cameras capturing everything, every second, every moment of his collapse. 73 seconds after Romney first asked if he could sleep at night, Kash Patel exploded to his feet, chair scraping loudly. Senator Romney, he shouted, voice cracking, that is a disrespectful question. I absolutely refuse to answer it. You have no right to ask me this. The outburst shocked everyone. FBI directors, don't lose control, don't yell, don't break. But Romney found the question that shattered every defense. Disrespectful, Romney repeated, standing slowly. What's disrespectful, director, is protecting rapists. What's disrespectful is burying victim testimonies. What's disrespectful is choosing political power over abused children. That's what's disrespectful, director. Two men stood facing each other, Patel trembling, red-faced, Romney calm, composed. I asked the simplest question, Romney said. Can you sleep at night? Your refusal to answer your anger tells everyone everything you know. What you did was wrong. You cannot defend it. You cannot justify it. You cannot claim it was right. Your silence is your conscience answering the fact. You cannot say, yes, I sleep fine, tells us you don't sleep fine, tells us you know you failed those victims, tells us you feel guilt even if you won't admit it publicly, even if you're too cowardly to speak truth, even if you're too afraid of consequences. The chamber erupted, not with partisan noise, but something deeper. Scattered applause began with victims' advocates spread to Democrats, then shockingly for Republicans stood Senators Ben Sasse, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Marco Rubio, all standing applauding Romney's confrontation, breaking party lines, choosing conscience over politics, choosing victims over power, choosing right over party. Chairman Durbin made no move to stop it. This moment transcended normal politics. This was bigger. This mattered more. Patel stood frozen, humiliated. His lawyers looked devastated. No legal defense against moral condemnation. No talking points for this. No script, no playbook, no escape. Senator Tom Cotton tried intervening. Chairman, I object strongly to this line of questioning. It's inappropriate. It's offensive. It's beyond scope. Romney spun on him. It's inappropriate, Tom, to ask if the FBI director feels remorse about burying child testimonies. Explain that to me. Explain how asking about conscience is inappropriate. Cotton sat back silent, unable to defend what the nation witnessed, unable to justify protecting predators. Romney turned back. I have FBI agent resignation letters, 43 of them, all citing moral objections to your leadership. Special Agent Jennifer Martinez, 18-year veteran, quote, I am resigning because I was ordered to stop investigating high-value subjects despite substantial evidence. I cannot participate in protecting the powerful, end quote. Special Agent Robert Chin, 22 years, quote, I documented victim testimonies naming individuals with evidence. I was told classify everything, bury it. I joined FBI to pursue justice, not suppress it. My conscience won't allow continuing under this leadership, end quote. Special Agent Sarah Williams, 16 years, quote, after being ordered to close investigations involving politically connected subjects, I can no longer serve under leadership prioritizing politics over victims, resigning immediately, end quote. Romney held up the stack. 43 career agents resigned rather than participate in your cover-up. Were they all wrong, or do they and 147 victims understand you chose power over justice, chose protecting politicians over prosecuting predators, chose politics over children, chose party over victims, chose winning over doing right? Patel had no answer. Mouth opening, closing soundlessly, the evidence overwhelming, the logic undeniable, the silence damning completely, utterly. I have one final question, Romney said. Do you believe you should resign after burying 147 testimonies, after 43 agents quit, after refusing to express remorse? Do you have moral authority to lead FBI? Yes or no? Answer honestly, Patel whispered, barely audible. I believe I served with integrity and honor throughout my career. Then why can't you sleep at night? Romney, devastating. Because I think you can. I think you lie awake knowing what you did, knowing victims deserve justice, knowing you failed them spectacularly. You can't defend your own conscience. That's why you won't answer. Your silence today is the only honest thing you said in this entire hearing, the only truth you spoke. Within minutes, the earthquake started. Romney questions Patel conscience, trending 4.2 million tweets. FBI director cannot answer. 3.8 million Can you sleep at night viral clip 38 million views in 6-hour silence is confession 2.1 million Patel explodes 53 million TikTok views, becoming one of most watched political moments in history shattering all records breaking internet. Fox News' Tucker Carlson opened with unusual emotion. Mitt Romney asked, "Can the FBI director sleep at night knowing he buried testimonies?" Patel couldn't answer. That inability tells everything about guilt, about knowing you did wrong. CNN Anderson Cooper. This was about basic morality. The FBI director failed that test completely, utterly. MSNBC Rachel Maddow. When you can't say you feel guilt, you've lost authority to lead federal law enforcement, lost credibility, lost legitimacy, lost right to serve. 3 hours later, Trump texted Romney, "According to multiple sources, you just committed political suicide. You're finished, done completely." Romney's response, leaked immediately, "I can live with that. Unlike some people, I actually sleep at night knowing I did right thing, knowing I chose victims over politics." Exchange went viral, 18.4 million retweets, becoming most shared political exchange in history. Conservative activists attacked viciously. Club for Growth pulled all support. MAGA influencers called him traitor. Deep state plant. Worse than Democrat Steve Bannon devoted entire podcast to attacking him. Charlie Kirk organized protests. Laura Ingraham called for expulsion. Sean Hannity questioned his motives, but something unexpected happened. Romney's approval surged. Morning Consult national favorability jumped 51% to 68%. Independence surged 47 to 70. 9%. Donations increased 900% in 48 hours from people across political spectrum, recognizing courage, recognizing principle, recognizing choosing right over politics. Most significantly, victims rallied massively. Sarah Ransom gave tearful interview. Romney made it about us, about the harm, about the pain. When Patel couldn't answer, couldn't say, he felt remorse. It validated everything we've been saying for years. It proved the system protects predators, not victims. Stand with survivors. Issued statement. Romney asked what no one would, whether the FBI director has a conscience. The answer appears to be no. He exposed what we've known: the system protects powerful predators, not vulnerable victims, not children, not survivors, not the powerless. Within 72 hours, 6 Republican senators joined. Resignation calls. Senator Sass, "I cannot support someone who cannot articulate moral justification for harming victims." Senator Murkowski, "When you cannot answer if you feel remorse, you've lost authority to lead." Senator Collins, 73 seconds of silence, followed by rage, told us everything we needed to know about guilt, about corruption, about choosing power over justice. For days later, facing bipartisan pressure, moral condemnation from religious leaders, victims, advocates, ordinary citizens across political spectrum, Kash Patel resigned letter made no mention of Romney, no mention of 73 seconds, no moral defense, no acknowledgement, just stepping down effective immediately to pursue other opportunities, no explanation, no apology, no acceptance of responsibility. Trump tried defending initially. Kash served with distinction. This is persecution, deep state attack, witch hunt, political theater, coordinated assault. But even loyal supporters recognized this was different. This was about basic decency. Defending someone who couldn't claim moral justification proved politically toxic. Within 1 week, Trump stopped mentioning Patel, entirely distancing, completely erasing him from memory, pretending he never existed. For Romney, the cost was real. MAGA world attacked relentlessly. His Utah Republican approval dropped 9 points. Trump refused endorsement. Conservative activists organized multiple primary challenges. Sarah Palin called him traitor. Matt Gaetz demanded expulsion from party. Laura Ingraham devoted shows to attacking him. Tucker Carlson questioned his motives. Charlie Kirk organized boycotts. Sean Hannity claimed he betrayed conservatives, but his national stature grew enormously. He received 12,000 handwritten letters from victims, from trafficking survivors, from abuse survivors nationwide. Thank you for asking if he feels bad. Thank you for making it about right and wrong. Thank you for courage when no one else would stand up for us, for our voices, for our pain, for our justice. In interview 5 days later, Romney was asked directly, "Do you regret asking that question, knowing what it cost politically, knowing it ended your Republican career?" Response was immediate. "I regret. I had to ask. I regret. We live where the FBI director can't say he feels remorse for burying victim testimonies. I regret circumstances that made question necessary. But do I regret asking? Do I regret demanding accountability? Absolutely not. That was the question that mattered most, that cut through Political noise got to fundamental human decency, got to basic right, and wrong political analysts called it career suicide, but victim advocates called it heroic stand with survivors. National Director Elizabeth Chin said Romney sacrificed his political future for people who couldn't defend themselves. That's real leadership. That's choosing principle over power. That's what courage looks like. 73 seconds of silence accomplished what months of legal arguments couldn't, what investigations couldn't, what subpoenas couldn't. 73 seconds when Patel couldn't say he felt bad, couldn't claim justification, couldn't defend his conscience. 73 seconds proving sometimes the most powerful weapon against corruption isn't a subpoena or a legal brief or investigation or criminal prosecution, but the simplest question about basic decency: can you sleep at night knowing what you did to victims, knowing you chose power over justice? Mitt Romney asked that question knowing exactly what it would cost politically, knowing MAGA would attack, knowing Trump would turn on him, knowing his party would punish him severely, knowing conservative media would destroy him, knowing his political career might end. He asked anyway, because some things matter more than political careers, some questions matter more than party loyalty, some moral reckonings cannot be avoided, cannot be delayed, cannot be sacrificed for political expediency. 73 seconds of devastating silence from a man who couldn't defend his own conscience told America everything it needed to know about the true cost of corruption, on the human soul, on justice itself, on basic human decency, on what happens when power matters more than protecting children from predators, when politics matters more than prosecuting rapists, when party loyalty matters more than victim justice, when winning matters more than doing right, when career matters more than conscience, when ambition matters more than protecting the powerless, when self-interest matters more than serving others.